Boruto said that the Ten Tails would pretty much. I want to paraphrase this. He pretty much said that the Ten Tails would bring like some horrific futures to like both Code and everybody else. Like, what do you think the Ten Tails is going to do? We kind of already talked about how the parallels of Code
Mhm.
possibly being similar to like Shinichia and how they could how the Clawgram could possibly turn against them. But like, how would that like affect, or how would the Clawgram affect everybody else?
Oh, well, my theory is like, in the end, I think it's just like absorbing the chakra to send it to the Tentals. We actually saw this back in, I think it was chapter 680 something. I think it was like versus Kaguya, right? When Kaguya absorbed the chakra from the Infinite Tsukunomi, and Black Zetsu said, yo, she's receiving the chakra from the tree, right? And as you know, the tree was in like a completely different dimension. So they were in Kaguya's dimension. The tree was on, well, Earth, for lack of a better word. It's called Earth, right? Maybe. So on the original planet, Naruto's planet, that's where the God tree was. But Kaguya was able to like take the chakra from that dimension and bring it to her dimension. So like the Tentals, the original body of this Tentals being in Jigen's dimension, doesn't mean that the Clawgrams can't transfer the chakra to that dimension, right? Since we've seen this done before. So I think that's what's happening. They're just collecting chakra to pass off to the Tentals itself.
Well, no, I feel you. I mean, I kind of get that too in regards to like them sending their chakra back to the original body.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing is like, what would that chakra actually do? Because in my personal opinion, I think I kind of came with the idea, or not, I didn't come with the idea. So I'm pretty sure other people probably have this idea as well. But like, I kind of thought of the idea of like maybe they could possibly be like gathering a bunch of chakra and like sending it to like, it wouldn't necessarily be like to the actual Ten Tails, but like it could possibly be like an actual humanoid version of one of the claw grime. They could possibly gather up like a bunch of the chakra, then eventually that claw grime could possibly be like an elite version, or even like if it is not just one,
Mm.
it could possibly be like all the ones that are actually left, to where like, of course, right now they're like flea level. Even Chocho could be able to like one shot one of them, but like
Cho
eventually once they
disrespect.
absorb but like eventually once they absorb enough chakra, like all of them are gonna continuously get stronger and stronger and stronger. Like, and hypothetically, if they like absorb like a daemon or something like that, then all the clawgram are gonna have like a significant bump.
Ah, it sounds like the you remember when the Tentals, not the Tentals, the White Zetsus merged together against Naruto and created this giant White Zetsu, a stronger version. It's something similar to
Yeah, I
that, right?
remember that. I remember that.
Yeah, I kind of
Yeah,
yeah, I kind of remember
No,
that.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I remember that.
yeah. And then Naruto dropped the toad on it, and that was it. Well, obviously these Tentals are stronger, but yeah, I think that's possible. I think that would be good because if if it does, I think instead of it could go that way as well, but it could also go it could go the first way, which they transfer all the chakra to one program to make that program stronger, and then maybe merge together, right? So at
Mm.
that point, we'll probably get to see like more from the side characters because they have a stronger opponent to face. Because this one isn't really that strong,
The I
except from the Renegon one. Yeah.
mhm. The one that I'm kind of interested in would be like the second one that I kind of talked about, because one of my other theories is kind of like the claw grimes are the people that actually did destroy the hidden leaf village. And I don't really
Hmm.
think like the weak claw grime would necessarily be able to like, unless they like just completely overwhelm everybody with the sheer number. But like as of right now, like they're not necessarily that strong enough to do that much damage to the hidden leaf village, given the characters or the ninjas that are actually in the hidden leaf village right now. But like
Yeah.
eventually, if they like absorb like a daemon, they absorb an Otsuki member from another dimension or something like that,
Ah,
absorb a
damn.
couple thousand ninjas, like then each of them could possibly be like, let's say Kage level or something like that, or even like high Kage level, and eventually possibly like you can get like hundreds of them be like, I don't know, Otsutsuki level or something like that.
So you think that's how Damon goes out? Because it's kind of like paralleling Dragon Ball Z again. Ah, what's going on with my voice? That's crazy. Dragon Ball Z again with the what's it called again? Android 18 and Android 17. Then you got like Cell, imperfect Cell. Then you get like an imperfect Claw Grind or something like that, maybe.
Damn. Yeah, and I didn't never really thought of it like those two, Ada and Damon, needed to be like absorbed, but like I remember what's called Mello a couple pods ago. He even kind of brought up he even compared it to the cell saga as well. that could definitely be a possibility. Like, in my personal opinion, I'd like to see Damon like actually stay alive and live and flourish and potentially become like one of the Z fighters. I know it's not Dragon. I know it's not Dragon Ball, but like you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
hopefully that happens. But like, if that's the case, like I wouldn't necessarily mind it. That one of the things that I do want to say, if that's actually the case, I don't want to see a lot of people complain about how it's like rehashed from Dragon Ball, even though it would kind of be true. But like most of the stuff in Naruto, like they take a lot of inspiration from Dragon Ball, and this right here would just be like, in my personal opinion, like another example of them taking inspiration from Dragon Ball. But it depends on how they do it, though. It can't necessarily be like way too similar.
But like even then, like this isn't something new, as you just pointed out, even in Naruto, but even in Boruto, like the relationship between Sasuke and like Boruto is like the same thing with like Piccolo and Gohan, and also like the paneling and how he draws the fights, like it's directly from Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball, right? So it's like he's obviously influenced by Dragon Ball Z. Then you have the two cyborgs, which is of course um, paralleling the two cyborgs in Dragon Ball Z, and then you have Doctor Gero, which is a model. Like it's clear, right? So I don't think it's far fetched to say he's gonna go all the way, Although at some point it's kind of like, like we get it, but like calm down a bit. Yeah, so I get that.
But yeah, again, I want to see how they do it. Like, it could definitely be like that, where it's like, all right, it's getting too stale. But like, if they do it correctly, I feel like it could possibly be better than what we've seen in Dragon Ball Z. It could possibly be better than Cell
True.
Saga.
Oh, yeah,
That's ambitious in itself, because some people even still believe the Cell Saga is like a top 10 arc of all time.
definitely.
Of all
Facts.
time?
It had his down moments as well, but that's every series. But yeah, I think it was an impeccable arc. No complaints.
Yeah, facts.
But
Well,
also, nah, go ahead.
No, I was just about to ask, 'cause I know I probably asked Kidomaki this probably like 5 times before, but we was diving heavily into Dragon Ball Z theories and ideas. Did you watch Dragon Ball Z? Because I know either you or Meek didn't. I always forget which one. Or
Oh
both
yeah,
of you. No,
definitely.
or it's probably someone else.
I watched
I for, mm,
I watched Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, like everything, even Dragon Ball AF.
Oh
Like
shit.
the only thing I didn't watch, I watched Kai as well, was Dragon Ball, because it's too boring, bro. Like I watched
Really?
like the first like
I
maybe
love Dragon Ball.
35 episodes. Like it has some good moments, but the filler was no, not for me.
It
So
was
I haven't
Dragon
finished Dragon
Ball.
Ball.
Dragon Ball was meant to be a gag comedy type
That's why, yeah.
anime. Yeah.
So
It
that
has
is
really good fights and stuff. Like I enjoy Dragon Ball, maybe because I seen it when I was like 3 years old,
yeah.
and I kind of like grew up on it. And then Dragon Ball, well, and I started watching Dragon Ball Z when I got a little bit older. But I always loved Dragon Ball. I love Kid Goku.